Welcome to Aurelius Whitlock's Murder Museum.
Okay, so I'm alone in this room holding this lady who just, of her own free will, decided to do a ritual to cleanse herself or something. Is the door open that I just came through?
The door is still open, yes.
I'm going to shout out the door. We need help in here immediately. Someone, get here. Call the paramedics. 911. You, sir. I pointed at someone. I don't know.
No one seems to be coming. It is late at night in a hotel. You could probably go find the clerk at the front desk if you required more help.
But is this the type of body that disappears when you leave it?
Ooh. You poke her. She seems pretty corporeal.
She seems pretty corporeal.
Well, I mean, it depends on if you want to get Blackacre on your soup, but you could carry her down.
I will run down to the clerk and say that there's a woman who's passed out and we need medical attention stat.
Oh, of course. Dials the hotline for the hospital, which she has just right there, and says, ambulances are on their way.
Okay, good. Run back up.
Cool.
Is the body still there?
It's still there.
Okay, good. Oh my gosh. She's breathing, but she's unconscious.
She is breathing. She is unconscious. As you notice, the gray of her arm seems to be lessened. So it does feel like the ichor is draining out of her.
I wonder if that's because of what she did or because of what I did. Well, first, can I delicately check her pockets and her possessions? And remind me her name. This is Kylie, right?
This is Kylie Quinn, paranormal investigator. Granddaughter of Grace Quinn.
That's right. Can I check her pockets?
Yes. You go through her pockets. You find typical paranormal investigator paraphernalia. That's a fun sentence.
Also typical. I think you're overestimating the amount of paranormal paraphernalia I've come in contact with.
What? I mean, there's your typical sage, bell, book, and candle.
Of course.
Salt, iron chains.
Sure.
That weighed down one of the pockets pretty heavily.
And that was just one pocket. Awesome.
Yeah. That's why she wears a belt.
Of course.
Her black ring, and then
not important. Moving on.
Nope.
No, this time I will give it a look. All right. This black ring, does it have sigils on it?
It does. You actually recognize this black ring as the same ring that you yourself wore, I suppose, 60 years ago now, or 2 exhibits ago, depending on how you count.
Or a couple podcast episodes. Yeah, depends on your grasp of time. Okay, this belonged to her grandmother then.
Yes. And that is about it, besides her also nifty, cool steampunk goggles, which just look super cool.
Rock on. Okay. Over at the record player that was playing a record, what does the record look like? Is there any markings on it?
It is a blank record, completely unmarked, which you heard sounded like classical music of sorts, not pinpointable. It was not anything by Tchaikovsky or Beethoven, of which you're an obvious expert.
Sure. It sounded like violin?
Yes.
Did it sound like solo violin?
Yes, with some ambiance in the background. It sounded ritualistic.
Of course. Okay. Interesting. Can I flip the record? Does this record player play stuff backwards?
I think that is beyond the capability of this record player. It seems like a normal record player.
Okay. Man, what do I do while the ambiances get here? Ambiances? The ambiances. They're on their way. the ambulances, apparently multiple ones, I'm pretty sure that was plural, are on their way. So what else do I do in here? What else is going on in this room?
There's all the sigils on the ground, and then there's also the candles.
Mm-hmm. And the candles were burning with a green light?
Yes.
Can I blow one of the candles out?
You blow it out, or you try to blow it out. It is surprisingly resistant, like one of those trick candles.
Can I submerge it in water?
You thoroughly douse the flame in the little small bathroom, and it does go out. As you're doing this, the paramedics come in to find you.
They're like,
dousing
"What are
candles.
you doing with a candle? There's a woman on the ground."
Destroying evidence. They arrest you on the spot. Just kidding.
Oh no, that's actually a good point. Okay, they're here, they're helping, and it looks like the black ichor is draining or is not as prevalent or pronounced as before.
Yes, it is still draining from her fingertips. There's less of it coming out than before. They pick her up and put her on a gurney. As they're wheeling her out, a figure stops them. Oh, just to hold on a second. Sheriff Harmony Stone steps in. Oh, I should have known it was you.
Me?
Oh yeah, new government boy comes into town. Sure enough, he gets himself mixed up in some weird old wacky ritual.
You invited me here, and you're telling me, sure enough, that always happens? I mean, that sounds like it's on you.
You know what? Fair point. So can you tell us a little bit about what happened here?
I can. I recount exactly what happened.
Ah. Well, that sounds like out of my league.
You and me both, Sheriff.
Though I do notice... Marnie had the same markings here on her arm and her fingernails.
That's right. Have there been any other people that have had these same markings? Remind me, this is what her husband looked like as well, right? Or no?
As in the brief glimpse I got, yes.
Oh yeah, because I thought I was asking Nathan, the narrator, but I have not seen that body.
You've not seen the body.
Yeah. Okay. Sheriff, has there been anyone else in town that has had these symptoms?
None that's been reported yet.
And this is your first seeing of this? Your first instance besides Marnie that you've seen this?
Besides Marnie, yeah. Got woken up about 15 minutes ago and rushed over here. Got a call from the desk attendant downstairs.
Well, I hear that you have something to tell me about a car. Should we save that for tomorrow after there's... Or do you want to let me know now?
Oh, we just located Marnie Keeler's car. I can take it to you tomorrow morning, but I probably should deal with this.
Yes, sounds good. Let us go there tomorrow.
All right. I'll meet you at the station.
Okay, sounds good.
She exits along with the paramedics, leaving a trail of black slime in their wake.
Black slime feels like something that a video game that wants to stay T instead of M would do for like it's like purple smoke coming from the dead body.
Ooh.
Okay, cool. I think I have an appointment with sleepy time.
All right. So you go over to your hotel room a few doors down, and go inside. There's the bed, there's the window, and your little telephone, your little mirror, and the mini fridge that has water in there that you probably shouldn't drink unless you want to get charged for it.
First out the window, do I see the same lights that I saw last night?
No, the lake is dark.
Okay. Can I check in the mirror? What do I look like? Do I have any of these black or gray markings on myself?
You look yourself over, you do not. You appear to be clean.
For now. Okay. I go to bed.
All right. As you lie down on the bed, you hear a knock at the door.
Ooh. I jolt out of bed. swing open the door.
You swing open to the door to see a gun pointed at you.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
The gun belongs to a tall, nondescript male with dark sunglasses, despite the late hour. He's wearing a black suit and tie. He speaks with a low voice. Rivera sends their regards.
And they shoot? People don't say sends their regards unless they immediately shoot.
As they pull back the hammer of their little revolver, there's a zap, and his whole body arches up while he screams before collapsing onto the floor. Genevieve appears in the doorway. Blast, I think he shorted out my stun gun. She smiles at you and winks. Oh, hello, government boy.
I don't like it when you say it. Thanks, but what the heck?
Oh, you're welcome.
Where have you been? Besides in my dreams.
Oh, I'm flattered.
No, not like that.
Oh, here and there. And unfortunately, I heard Rivera might send some trouble, and it looks like I got here just in time. You're welcome, by the way. She steps over the body into your room. I like it. It's a little cabin chic for me, but it's nice.
Now, what do you think you're doing in here? Thank you, but what are you doing in here? Do you think that I want to work with you?
Oh, I thought you wanted to talk. I thought you wanted answers.
I
can leave
so.
if you'd like, and I'll make sure to wake up the big guy with the gun before I go.
I am going to reach down and pick up the gun that guy was holding.
Now you have 2 guns. Intriguing. They're going to shoot me, government boy.
4 guns if you count these babies. Pop, pop. Show off my biceps. I'm gonna gesture towards the mini fridge. I assume it's on the ground, and I say,
yeah.
I say, all right, let's chat. I close the door, I lock it, and I say, I'm sure the attendant will spot a body, and they'll work that out.
Oh yes, you'd probably be coming up to clean up the mess in the other room. I saw it. Quite an impressive ritual circle.
Impressive. Are you familiar with ritual circles?
Oh, I've been around the block quite a few times. This one seems to be curse-related. Seems like she was trying to get rid of a curse, which I assume would be helpful.
The curse from Melanoy?
Well...
From the sarcophagus, deep within the mines.
Yes, which technically is Melanoy's fault, so I suppose in a roundabout way, yes, Melanoy's curse.
So, and you're here to get that thing, the sarcophagus or whatever is inside of it?
Yes, inside of it, as, you, sadly, not that I'm blaming you, but you neglected to get the other half, which was in the sarcophagus.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose I didn't tell you, but I also didn't realize there was 2 halves to be had.
Jen, do you realize I have serious trust issues with you?
What good are trust issues now? I just saved your life.
I guess I actually was in danger. Oh, flip.
Do you know what happens if you die here? One of these.
Pocket Watson says it's not pretty.
No, it's not.
At least not for this one.
Yes, especially here.
Okay, well, I would love answers, but I don't even know what questions to ask because you have been generally vague, ungiving with answers in the past.
Aha, I put the gen in generally.
Boo. All right, I mean, like, what do you have to say?
What do I have to say? Well, I say, let's go to bed. I'll take the bed, you can have the floor. It looks very comfortable.
Fine. You can have the bed frame. I pull off the mattress.
Oh, petty. I suppose that's fair. And if it's any consolation, I am sorry. It was a heat-of-the-moment decision. I knew you'd be fine. And look, here you are. None the worse for wear.
But before we go to bed, tell me this. You've mentioned you're a part of a group or organization called the Ghost in the Machine, or at least you're the last one left.
Yes.
Was your sister also a part of that group?
No. Emmeline
So she predates it.
was before, yes. Emmeline was before all of this.
Now, how does she connect to the murder museum?
In some ways, it's almost trivial, I suppose. I need this museum to get her back. I need Melanoy to get her back.
Is she in one of these exhibits? Did you find her in an exhibit?
In a way, I suppose I did.
I don't like that answer. In a way, I suppose.
Yes.
Now, here's my headcanon. Here's what I imagine. You, conniving individual searching truth, goes about the murder museum, finds an exhibit based on your own lived experience, and you realize the game is no longer a game. You find in that exhibit your sister still alive. Maybe even it's the moment where she is killed, and you realize that a version of her is still around, and you dedicate everything that you have into bringing her back, and you resort to a power that is not trustworthy, all in a sort of manic determination to get your sister back. That's what I'm imagining, and I will continue to imagine until you prove me wrong.
She swallows and tosses her hair. I see that Aurelius picked you for a reason. Though that's bold words on who to trust and who not to trust coming from someone who doesn't even know the man himself. What do you know about this museum, Marcus? Or about anything that's going on?
Listen, Nathan and I have not talked about lore that extensively, so less than maybe you'd think.
Well, I can guarantee you that for the moment, I'm the closest thing you're going to get to answers.
Yeah, and I hate that. Okay, well, fine. You made a spur-of-the-moment decision, but considering the corruption I've seen outside of this exhibit in the Red Room, it just really doesn't look like it was a good decision.
I admit that that is regrettable, but not irreversible. You don't think I'd make parley with the god, a Newman, unless I had plans?
Yeah, I suppose.
After this, after I get the last part of the scarab, I promise you'll be rid of me. You can go back to floating through the museum, looking at whatever murder Aurelius sends you on.
I just have a suspicion that I may be rid of you, but it sounds like I'm not going to be rid of Melanoy. If you give her what she wants, I don't know, someone whose their whole deal is about nightmares just doesn't sound like where I'd put my vote.
And someone whose whole deal is about murders is better?
Ooh, touché. Good point. All right, good night.
Yes.
You're giving me something to sleep on.
Haha, yes, I will see you in my dreams. She settles down on the bed frame, seemingly perfectly content.
And I wonder to myself if there is a murderous agent just on the other side of my door still laying there in the hallway. And I shrug my shoulders and try to fall asleep anyway.
Oh, okay.
Two guns, gun in both hands. I sleep with
gun
them
in both hands.
my hands.
Yes, no better way to sleep than a gun in both hands.
Yeah, it's the safest way to sleep, honestly.
A balanced sleep, honestly. You go to sleep. It takes a little bit, but soon you find yourself drifting through a white light and into the Red Room, where the familiar sound of jazz greets you. You also see Genevieve standing above you, admiring one of the plaques above the door. Oh, it took you long enough. You should really consider some melatonin or some sleeping medicine if you're going to take so long. It's not healthy.
I've never felt so insecure about my inability to fall asleep quickly.
Well, I suppose this museum is good for something. By the way, she is speaking through the reverse tape recorder. So,
okay, she's still...
Canonically, she is still using that. But I'm
Okay.
not going to make you reverse everything I say and then play it backwards. So,
Nathan makes me do so much work on this podcast.
This
How's that?
whole episode has to be reversed, and then you have to play it forward.
No. Okay, Jen, I assume that we're here looking for Martin because I know that he's asleep. I know that he's been cursed, and you've told me that this is the domain of Melanoy. Is that
Yes.
what we're here to do?
Correct. Martin has the key to this whole nasty business.
Because he knows the way through the mine to get to the sarcophagus.
I knew you'd catch on.
All right, well, how do we find him?
Well, for the past few weeks, I've been making my way through these corridors. You see here, she points to the plaque. There's a plaque above the door of the doorway into the hallway that says, "Hop through to the next room."
This is a singular doorway in front of us?
If you peek through, you can see a hallway with 4 doors in parting the curtains.
And do each of these 4 doors have more labels?
Yes.
What do they say?
Each of these gold plaques are above the doors with dripping black letters.
Okay, I see the words start, shudder, jump, and twitch. Well, hop is a synonym with jump, so that's my best guess of what I'm being asked to do here.
You catch on quick. I've been doing these for weeks now. You go through the door that says jump, and it leads to another hallway with 4 more words.
The next one says summer, autumn, winter, spring. Well, I guess spring still, because spring is a synonym with jump and hop.
Okay. The third set.
Vault, safe, treasury, lock. Okay. Now we don't have an easy... Oh, no, we do. Vault. We go through the vault.
Go through the vault, and you end up with 1 more set of corridors with these 4.
Tied, bound, restricted, restrained. Bound.
Woo! You go through bound, and you end up in a small room with Grecian-inspired statues. There is a plaque above yet another doorway. This says the following. For each door, follow your animal instinct.
Okay. Catastrophe, problem, calamity, disaster. Following your animal instincts, the only thing I can see here is catastrophe has the word cat in it. So that's probably my best guess. I'll go through catastrophe.
All right. You go through catastrophe, and it leads to another hallway. So this is just a little mini game.
Yeah. Next one, belief, principle, tenet, dogma. Let's go through dogma.
Haha. Surprise. Okay. Next set.
Ratify, confirm, approve, sanction. Let's go through ratify.
You come to a final set of doors.
Par, birdie, bogey, putt. We'll go through birdie.
You go through birdie to find another room. This room is full of velvet-lined furniture and more statues. A third gold plaque rests above a doorway. But as you're going through, Genevieve grabs your arm. Marcus, something isn't right. Something... As she's saying this, she starts to fade a little bit. Something's wrong. Someone's here. Marcus, someone... And she disappears.
Well, that is no good. Either maybe she... Oh, shoot. Maybe she was woken up. I better be quick. Wait, what are these statues around me?
They are... Imagine Venus de Milo.
Are they different figures, recognizable?
Nothing that would signal importance.
Okay. Is there another plaque? Or am I...
There is another plaque. The last plaque says the following. Each door is twice more than the last.
Curiosity, wonder, fascination, amazement. Each door is twice more than the last?
Mm-hmm.
The last door I went through was birdie, so I'm not sure what the first thing is here. I'm in a maze of sorts, so maybe that's amazement. But also, do we have something here that implies a number or numbers? Ooh.
As you are in this hallway looking at the doors, you do hear girlish laughter echoing through.
No thanks. Pass. Let me read that plaque one more time.
Each door is twice more than the last. The laughter is getting a little closer.
If I don't speak, time won't pass.
Oh, this is the dreamscape. Time passes whether you want to or not. This is Melanoi's world now.
Oh, I feel so dumb.
A black tentacle starts creeping out from under the curtain, and the laughter
Let's run through amazement.
seems louder now. You run through amazement. As you go through, you stop just before the floor ends in a black hole.
I run back.
Okay. You go back through amazement, and you end up in the hallway. The tentacle is laughing quite loudly now.
Oh, let's try wonder for the number 1.
You go through wonder, and you end up in a hallway with the following words.
Tudor, Edwardian, Rococo, Victorian. This is going to get significantly easier after that first one. I sprint through Tudor.
You go through Tudor, and then you come
Wonder, Tudor, one door.
They become increasingly more difficult. Just saying to get that pun.
You know,
in there.
four. Oh boy, here comes a 4-door. I'm sure. Oh, okay. We have predict, foreshadow, promise,
Shadow.
suggest. I'm gonna run through foreshadow.
Shadow. Okay. Then you come to a final set of doors. This is the trickiest one.
Workshop, studio, atelier, boutique. Did I pronounce that right? Is it atelier or is it atelier?
Atelier. I'm not French.
I don't even know what that means, but it has an 8 in it. I can run that way.
All right. You go through the atelier door and you wind up in yet another room. This room is full of tentacles. The tentacles lead all the way across the floor to a hospital bed where a man is lying. Eyes closed, but he is speaking. The tentacles wrap around him, dip over the bed, and slide under the curtain.
Oh my gosh. I run up to him, cassette tape in hand. I think I have it.
Yes.
I shake him and see if I can hear what he's saying.
You shake him, which is unnecessary to hear what he's saying.
Oh, you're so... Now that you say it. But if I shake him, he talks louder, right?
It just comes a little more muddled as you... And now
stress
you have
is getting to me.
Battery charges.
Oh no.
You press record. He's speaking backwards. As you play the tape forwards from reverse, you hear a set of directions. Start at the mouth, turn left, then another right, then left again. He starts repeating and repeating. I will not make you write all these down. Do not worry about that.
Throw back to that time in the 100 Acre Wood one where I said left, right, right, left. And you were like writing it down. It's going to be important. And for a direction sequence that actually is important, you're like, I'm not going to make you write it down.
Because I don't know if I'll be able to follow when you repeat it back to me. So I will just trust that you have the right sequence as you record through this. Martin Keeler, as you look at him, again, covered in tentacles, you can see the skin that is visible is a pale, pale gray. His fingernails are black. In fact, even the tips of his fingers are starting to turn black.
Yipes.
His lips as well, black. This graying skin is creeping up his neck.
Can I use the moratoria inside a dream?
You open the only one way to find out.
Yep. I do open it.
You open the moratoria, and all at once, a high-pitched shrieking erupts from the moratoria. The tentacles start flailing, and the curtain parts.
Whoa.
You see a girl in a blue dress sitting upon a throne of squirming, shadowy tentacles. Well, that's not very nice, now is it?
I don't know what I just did, but it's been a minute. Hello.
If you don't snap it shut yourself, a tentacle snakes up your arm and snaps the moratoria shut.
Okay. Do the tentacles return when it snaps it shut?
They do retract from you for the moment.
Okay.
I was wondering when you'd find me here.
So, in this messy little web, let me know if I've got this straight. You want something deep within the mines. Genevieve is going to get it for you. This is your domain. My question is, did you do this to Martin?
Did I do what to Martin? Bring him here? Everyone who's had a touch of me ends up here at some time or another. The space between spaces.
And what is your end goal? It has been pointed out to me that nightmares don't sound great, but neither does murder. So I would love to know what exactly I'm doing here and who I should ally myself with.
Marcus, I just want to be free. That's all. Just stretch my legs to feel.
After seeing what you did to Whitesell Manor, it's difficult for me to get behind a little more leg room for you.
But you've not really seen me. You don't really know me yet.
True.
But to answer your question, Martin, in his current state, is not my direct doing. No, that guilt would lie with Marikari, who I'm sure you've heard of at this point.
Yes. The pharaoh with the amulet.
She laughs, her laughter billowing the curtains on either side. Yes, the amulet, that is supposed to be mine. That was part of the deal we made. And he broke that. He knew the curse was part of the deal, and yet he took it all the same.
So if I followed your wishes, let you stretch your legs and did your little fetch quest, what would be in it for me?
Are you looking to make a deal? A tentacle snakes down and wraps around your leg. I'm sure something could be arranged. You have so many interesting qualities.
I don't even know what to ask for.
Pity. She retracts the tentacle. Though, as you're talking with her, your neck starts to creep with heat. You start to feel sweaty.
Okay, maybe I'm waking up.
Oh, I'm certain of that. It's sad that no one stays around here to play. I really want someone to play with. I'm so lonely. She smiles. Even having Martin here is getting old and boring. Though it was fun to have... what was her name? Kylie? And the other one, Caroline.
Oh no.
They're here right now. Anyone who touches the cursed becomes the cursed.
Including me?
No, not you. You misunderstand. Anyone who touches the original cursed. Anyone who touches the dead body of those that carry the curse. Martin is not yet a carrier. Not yet.
I mean, I guess I do have a quick question before I wake up. Why does this bother you? I open the moratoria again.
The tentacles start flailing, and it is a truly frightening, eldritch sight to behold. She covers her ears, and black ink starts pouring out from beneath as one of the tentacles smack the moratoria out of your hand. Does not belong here. Does not belong here. That's not mine. I'm surprised it works anywhere.
Interesting. It's not yours. I'll have to figure out where exactly Jen got this from.
Jen. That girl is running out of time. If she's not quick, then she'll never be able to, well, I suppose I shouldn't be slipping all my secrets out. You start to sweat profusely at this point.
Well, nothing to do about that. I dab my forehead with a little towel.
Yes, I believe you're waking up. But before you do, I would so hope that this isn't the last I see of you. So I'll offer 2 bits of advice. Don't touch the dead. And secondly, first find a light, a signal for slowing. Kick out a brake till the outside is showing. With Jill's companion, get up the top. Then 13 more seconds before the big pop. Your face is fully flushed, and it feels like you're standing in an oven at this point.
Do
You're
I
feeling
choose to wake up? Can I say
woozy.
I wake up?
As you're trying to say stuff, but words aren't quite coming out. You start swooning a little bit, and then you hit the ground, and you wake up. You wake up in somewhere that is both dark and light and cramped and hot. You wake up in the trunk of a car that is very much on fire.
Stam, hier heeft de wezen mag niet gas doen. Hires is het dat niet zes besruis is het. En nieuws op me man, that's gather van ja.